In the first section of our lecture, Normal and Abnormal Puberty, we will talk about the puberty. In this section, we will go over the overview of puberty, what are the different morphological and endocrinological changes of puberty, what are the changes in different genital organs, and what's the staging of puberty. So first, what is puberty? Puberty is the period in girls which links childhood to adulthood. Puberty occurs in girls as well as in boys, but in girls it's usually the more changes that leads to the menstruation. So puberty changes are the changes that occur that leads to development of secondary sex characteristics and finally to the menstrual cycle. So puberty in girls, when we talk about puberty, is usually the link of childhood to adulthood. It's a period of gradual development of secondary sex characteristics in females. The biological changes, morphological changes and psychological changes occur, and here in this diagram, if you see, this is the period from puberty and then almost to the end or the menopause time. So different stages that involves biological changes, morphological changes and psychological changes leads to the development of secondary sexual characteristics. Now, the morphological changes that lead to puberty are development of the breast tissue, changes in the breast, pubic hair growth, axillary hair growth, growth in height, and menstruation. So here all these morphological changes ultimately leads to the beginning of menstrual cycle, with the menstrual cycle beginning of ovulation, and once the ovulation and menstruation start, it's the beginning of the reproductive life of the female. So all these changes ultimately lead to the reproductive life or development of the reproductive age that begins with the menstruation, and all these changes ultimately leads to the menstruation. So in this, if you see stage 1 to stage 5, this is the stage 1. Slowly there is breast budding and formation of breast tissue, then areola develops, and then there is increase in the breast tissue. So all these are the changes leading to full development of the breast tissue. Then pubic hair grow, axillary hair, growth in the height spurt also, increase in the height with puberty also occur. The order of morphological changes: first, beginning of growth spurt here. Then breast bud, formation or development of breast bud, and this is known as thelarchy. Pubic and axillary hair growth and pubic hair growth, this is known as adrenarche. So thelarchy is development of breast tissue, adrenarche is development or growth of hair in the axillary region and in the pubic region. Then there is peak growth in height. And then finally menstruation. Once the menstruation starts, there is no further increase in the height. Height grows before the menstruation starts. So all these are the order of morphological changes. Factors controlling puberty: we have genetic factors, nutrition, body weight, psychological state, social and cultural background, and exposure to light. All these are the factors that contribute to puberty. Genetic plays very important role. Usually it runs in the family. The age at which menstruation start in the mother, in the older sisters, usually it's about the same age, so it runs in the family. Nutrition plays very important role. People or girls who are thin, weak, wasted, their puberty is little delayed as compared to who are well nourished, well built. All these changes can affect the puberty. So different factors have effect on the puberty. Now, endocrinology of puberty. This is the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the region in the brain. This hypothalamus releases the hormone known as gonadotrophic releasing hormone. Gonadotrophic releasing hormone in turn acts on the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is present in the sella turcica of the brain, and this has two lobes, anterior lobe and posterior lobe. Anterior lobe of the pituitary gland produce the hormone follicle stimulating hormone FSH and luteinizing hormone LH. And these two hormones produced by the pituitary, anterior pituitary, they act on the ovary in the female, and then ovaries produce the hormone estrogen and progesterone. And both these hormones are very, very important in the development of secondary sex characteristics in the female. So these are the female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. So hypothalamus produce gonadotropin releasing hormone. They act on the pituitary, produce follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. And these hormones act on the ovary and produce estrogen and progesterone, which cause development of secondary sex characteristics in female. Estrogen and progesterone, once they increase, they have effect on the hypothalamus to decrease or increase the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone. So they have a negative feedback effect, positive and negative. Positive increase cause increase, negative increase cause decrease. So that's the endocrine changes in puberty. So hypothalamus, gonadotropin releasing hormone act on the pituitary, cause follicle stimulating, luteinizing, act on the ovary, and these can cause production of progesterone and production of estrogen, and these act on hypothalamus as a result of positive and negative feedback effect. Next, again, endocrinology in puberty. This is both effect on the testes in male producing testosterone, ovary in female producing estrogen and progesterone, and these hormones then cause development of secondary sex characteristics in females and in males. So beginning is at approximately age 8. Hypothalamus produce gonadotropin releasing hormone, cause release of LH, FSH, act on the testes to produce testosterone, on the ovary to produce estrogen and progesterone, and then it causes secondary sex characteristics, which is development of breast tissue, hair growth in the axillary and pubic region, and then there is beginning of menstrual cycle, which is the regular shedding of endometrium every month. So all these are the changes that occur as a result of endocrine changes leading to puberty. Then what's menarche? Menarche is the beginning of the menstrual cycle, menstruation, that's also associated with puberty. Then growth. With the onset of puberty, there is growth also. We have growth as a result of release of gonadotropin releasing hormone, and there is also growth of growth hormone secretion also. So growth is as a result of gonadotropin releasing hormone or as a result of production of growth hormone. Growth hormone cause insulin resistance. Insulin resistance cause compensating hyperinsulinemia or high insulin level, which causes decrease in sex hormone binding proteins, and there is decrease in IGF or insulin growth factor binding protein. So all these factors can lead to further growth or development due to as a result of gonadotropin releasing hormone. There is sexual maturation. As a result of growth hormone, there is somatic growth or bone growth, and one lead to sexual maturation. So growth at the puberty, there is increase in gonadotropin releasing hormone, there is increase in growth hormone. Increase in growth hormone causes somatic growth. Increase in gonadotropin releasing hormone cause sexual maturation or sexual growth. Now the genital organ changes. This is the diagram that shows the changes in the uterus at the different ages. At the birth, very small uterus and small canal, small uterus. Slowly at menarche, with the beginning of the menstrual cycle, the endometrium lining is developed now, the uterus get bigger. Nulliparous, 25 years of age is again really big. Menopause, again slowly it starts shrinking, 55 years, and 75 years again regress. So these are the changes with age. At about 25 years, which is the reproductive age, it's get bigger, and then again with menopause it start getting smaller. In this slide now we will talk about the Tanner staging. What are the different stages at which the breast tissue and the pubic and axillary hair grows. So in the prepubertal, before the puberty, no hair growth and no breast budding is present. Then breast and papilla are elevated as a small mound. Areolar diameter increases. So slowly areola start increasing, diameter is increasing, and breast and papilla mounds are elevated. Then sparse, slightly pigmented, chiefly along the medial border of the labia majora. So slowly hair growth starts in the pubic region. Then again in stage 3, more development of the contour, and with the further enlargement of the breast tissue or breast bud occurs. So in third, there are darker beginning of to curl, increased amount spreading over the mons. So hair growth is increased also. So stage 4 and 5, again now the breast tissue is developing and hair growth is more and more. So all these are the Tanner staging, starting from prepubertal to the stage 5 when it's fully developed. Mature areola then is the part of the general breast contour, and adult feminine triangle with spread to the medial surface of the thigh. So starting from prepubertal time to the fully hair growth and full breast development with areola, all these are the different Tanner staging. So it's divided into stage 1 to stage 5. So that was all about the puberty, what puberty is, and what are the different stages or morphological changes that occur in puberty. Thank you for watching sqadia.com.